Blood was spilled, trust was broken, and secrets that were meant to stay buried finally rose to the surface. Episode 8 of Blood of My Blood did not just deliver drama. It ripped apart the very fabric of family loyalty. As the dust settles, one question burns brighter than ever. Who can be trusted, and who is already planning the next betrayal? If Episode 8 showed us anything, it is that no one is safe, and Episode 9 is about to take that danger to an entirely new level. Episode 8 began with tension already running high. The family was still reeling from the shocking revelation in the previous chapter, and instead of healing, old wounds were torn open even deeper. The first act of the episode gave us the sense of unease. Characters spoke in half-truths, glances were filled with suspicion, and silence spoke louder than words. The turning point came when alliances shifted in the blink of an eye. A trusted ally revealed hidden motives, shattering what little stability remained. Viewers could feel the betrayal sting not only the characters but the entire audience, as the family bonds that had held strong for so long cracked under the weight of deception. Every word spoken felt dangerous. Every decision seemed like it could lead to disaster. Episode 8 did not only focus on betrayal, though. It also gave us a glimpse of vulnerability. Characters who once appeared unshakable showed fear and hesitation. A powerful leader found himself doubting his own strength, while a younger figure who had always been underestimated finally stepped forward with courage. These emotional shifts showed us that the story is not only about blood and war, it is also about the fragile humanity inside each of them. The most unforgettable moment arrived near the end of the episode. A secret long buried came to light, changing everything we thought we knew. The revelation was not simply a plot twist, it was the breaking of a dam, unleashing consequences that cannot be undone. With it came the collapse of trust, the rise of suspicion, and the promise of a storm waiting in the next chapter. The final moments of Episode 8 ended on a cliffhanger that left hearts racing. A lone figure stood in the shadows, holding the knowledge that could destroy everyone. Was this a savior preparing to bring truth, or an enemy ready to strike when the family is most divided? Episode 8 gave no answers, only questions, and it is those very questions that will drive Episode 9 into dangerous, uncharted territory. Episode 8 was not just a series of events strung together. It was a carefully crafted storm where every scene carried hidden meaning, and every line of dialogue echoed louder than it seemed at first glance. To truly understand the impact of this chapter, we need to break down the layers, because what appeared on the surface was only half the story. The first layer was the silence between characters. At the start of the episode, the long pauses and cautious looks told us more than any words could. It was the kind of silence that speaks of betrayal, the kind that makes you realize a smile can hide a knife. These quiet moments showed us that the family's unity was only a mask, and behind it were cracks growing wider with every second. The second layer was the betrayal that shattered trust. One of the most trusted figures revealed motives that no one expected. It wasn't just the betrayal itself that hurt. It was the timing. The family was already weakened, already struggling to hold on to some sense of loyalty, and this act drove the blade deeper. It made us question whether loyalty means anything in this world, or if power and survival always come first. Another layer was the shift of power within the younger generation. For so long, they were treated as shadows, meant to obey orders and stay silent. But Episode 8 flipped that balance. A younger figure stepped forward, no longer willing to remain quiet. Their courage surprised even the strongest characters, showing that the future of this family might not rest with those who currently hold the throne. It was a subtle but powerful message. Sometimes strength comes from where it is least expected. Then came the revelation of the hidden secret. This moment was the true breaking point of the episode. The secret wasn't just about the past, it was about the present and the future. It revealed that the foundations of the family's story were built on lies. Once the truth came out, nothing could go back to the way it was. The family didn't just lose trust in each other, they lost trust in their very history. Finally, we cannot ignore the cliffhanger ending. The lone figure standing in the shadows wasn't just a tease for Episode 9. It was a promise that the coming chapter will not just be about words, but about action. Episode 8 left us at the edge of a cliff, and the only way forward is down into the chaos of Episode 9. The trailer for Episode 9 was short, but every frame carried weight. It wasn't designed to give us answers. Instead, it was crafted to feed the fire of questions left behind by Episode 8. Every scene, every whisper, every shadow in that trailer hinted at something larger, something darker, waiting to break free. Let's break it down, piece by piece. The first striking moment in the trailer is the image of the blood-stained ground. It appears only for a few seconds, but the symbolism is powerful. Blood on the earth usually means more than violence. It represents the roots of family, heritage, and the sacrifices already made. The way the camera lingered just long enough told us that Episode 9 will not only carry forward the theme of betrayal, but also force the family to confront the cost of their own legacy. Next, we see a familiar face cloaked in shadow. Their expression is unreadable, yet the framing makes it clear that they now hold the power of choice that could save or destroy the family. The trailer deliberately avoided showing their full face, which suggests mystery. It is as though the truth itself is hiding, waiting for the right moment to emerge. This shadowy figure seems ready to turn the story on its head. Then comes a heated confrontation, with raised voices and sharp words. The dialogue is cut off, leaving us with fragments. "You lied," and "this will end in fire." These phrases were not chosen by accident. They're designed to echo in our minds, suggesting that the secrets from Episode 8 are far from over. Someone will demand answers, and someone will burn because of it. One of the most chilling parts of the trailer is the sound of chains rattling in the darkness. We don't see the prisoner. We don't know who is locked away. But the sound itself is enough to paint a picture of what's coming. Captivity, control, and perhaps the unveiling of a dangerous truth. This soundbite may be the key to understanding who the real enemy is, and whether the threat is from outside the family or within. Finally, the trailer ends on a single shot of firelight illuminating desperate faces. No dialogue, no action, just the heavy breathing of characters staring into the flames, as though they know what is about to come cannot be avoided. It's a haunting image, one that suggests Episode 9 will not only push the story forward, it will test every character to their breaking point. The trailer doesn't just tease us with images, it warns us. Episode 9 will not be about survival alone. It will be about the price of loyalty, the pain of truth, and the blood that binds them all. Episode 8 left us with shattered trust, and Episode 9's trailer only deepened the mystery. But what can we expect when the next chapter finally arrives? The clues are subtle, but when placed together they form a picture that is as fascinating as it is terrifying. Let's explore some of the strongest theories and predictions about what lies ahead. One theory points to a dangerous betrayal from within the family's core. The shadowed figure in the trailer, hidden from full view, might not be an outsider at all. It could be someone we already know, someone close enough to twist the knife where it hurts the most. If that's true, Episode 9 could mark the end of old loyalties and the beginning of a new order built on deception. Another prediction revolves around the chains we heard rattling in the darkness. That sound could mean the return of a character thought to be gone forever. Imagine the shock if a presumed dead figure was revealed to be alive, kept prisoner all this time, waiting for the right moment to strike. If Episode 9 delivers such a twist, it would not only reignite old rivalries, but also prove that no truth in this world can ever stay buried. We also cannot ignore the rise of the younger generation. Episode 8 already showed us one of them stepping into courage. Episode 9 may take that even further, with the younger voices refusing to be silenced. This could split the story into two paths: the old guard trying to maintain power through fear, and the new blood pushing forward with ideals of freedom and truth. A clash between generations may be unavoidable, and it may not end without bloodshed. Another chilling possibility is the firelight scene at the end of the trailer. Fire often symbolizes destruction and rebirth. It may be a sign that Episode 9 will bring complete ruin to the family's current way of life, forcing survivors to rebuild from ashes. But who will be left standing in those flames, and who will be consumed by them? Finally, one of the boldest theories is that Episode 9 will reveal the true enemy was never outside. It was always inside. The greatest threat may not come from rivals or strangers, but from the very people who share the same blood. That revelation would make the title of the show itself more haunting than ever. Blood of My Blood may no longer represent unity, but the curse of being tied to those who will destroy you. One thing is certain. Episode 9 will not play it safe. It will challenge loyalties, expose lies, and force every character to face the cost of the choices they have made. And as fans, all we can do now is wait and wonder who will survive and who will fall when the bloodline itself turns against them. Episode 8 left us with scars, and the trailer for Episode 9 made sure those wounds will not heal easily. What we are walking into now is not just another chapter. It feels like the storm before the collapse, the moment when every lie, every betrayal, and every hidden truth comes crashing down at once. The silence of Episode 8 has become the fire of Episode 9, and when the flames rise, no one will escape untouched. But what makes Blood of My Blood so gripping is not only the betrayals or the battles. It is the humanity inside the chaos. The way fear, love, and loyalty twist together until we can no longer tell which one is guiding the characters. Episode 9 will test all of this. It will ask each character, are you willing to sacrifice everything for family, or will you burn the family itself to survive? As we prepare for the next chapter, the weight of what's coming hangs heavy. The figure in the shadows may hold the key to the family's destruction. The prisoner in chains may change the balance of power. The firelight may become the funeral pyre of old loyalties. And when the dust settles, it's possible that the family we thought we knew will no longer exist. This is why Episode 9 feels so important. It is not just about answers. It is about consequences. The decisions made here will shape the rest of the story, and nothing will ever return to the way it was. That is the beauty and the cruelty of a tale like this. It builds worlds only to shatter them before our eyes. So now, the question is not only what will happen, but what do you think will happen? Who will rise from the shadows? Who will fall into the flames? And when the final truth comes out, will there be anyone left to carry the weight of the bloodline? If you believe you've caught hidden clues in Episode 8 or the Episode 9 trailer, share them. If you think one character's fate is already sealed, let your voice be heard. And if you feel the storm is building towards something bigger than all of us, join the conversation. Episode 9 is on the horizon, and when it arrives, it will demand answers. Until then, we watch, we wait, and we wonder. The bloodline has been tested. Soon, it will be broken. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss our full Episode 9 breakdown when it releases. Leave your theories in the comments, because this story is not only told on screen, it is shaped by the questions and the passion of fans like you. Every frame of Blood of My Blood carries meaning, and Episode 8's fallout, combined with Episode 9's chilling trailer, left behind fragments of deeper symbolism. These clues may not be obvious at first glance, but when we look closer, they begin to paint a haunting picture of where the story may lead. Let's begin with the blood on the ground shown in the trailer. At first it seems like a simple image of violence, but blood has always symbolized inheritance, sacrifice, and the chains of family itself. In this story, blood isn't only spilled, it is carried. It binds characters in ways they cannot escape. Episode 9 may use this image to show us that family ties, while sacred, can also be the heaviest curse. The message is clear. Sometimes the blood we are born into becomes the blood that destroys us. Next, the shadowed figure standing at the edge of the frame is more than mystery. Shadows in this series have consistently been tied to deception and hidden truths. When the trailer refused to reveal their face, it wasn't just for suspense. It was a reminder that the true enemy may not reveal themselves until the moment of greatest weakness. This figure represents the unknown, a walking question mark that forces us to confront how fragile the family's trust has become. The chains rattling in the dark may be one of the most powerful pieces of imagery. Chains represent control, silence, and secrets buried deep. But they also represent resilience. The longer something is restrained, the greater the eruption when it finally breaks free. If Episode 9 brings a prisoner into the light, we may not only see a character return, but also a flood of consequences that could shake the story to its core. Fire, too, is central to the symbolism. The closing firelit shot is not just about destruction, it's about rebirth. Fire is merciless, yes, but it also clears the path for new beginnings. Episode 9 could use fire as a turning point, burning away old loyalties, exposing lies, and forcing characters to either rise from the ashes or vanish in them. It may not just be a scene of survival. It may mark the transformation of the story itself. All these images, blood, shadows, chains, and fire, are not random. They are deliberate threads woven to foreshadow the chaos that is about to explode. And when Episode 9 arrives, these symbols may collide, forcing every character to make impossible choices. Will they break the chains of their past, or will they carry them into ruin? The story of Blood of My Blood has reached a point where nothing feels safe anymore. Episode 8 shattered the illusion of loyalty, and the trailer for Episode 9 warned us that the fire is about to consume everything. We stand now at the edge of the storm, looking down into the chaos, knowing that once Episode 9 begins, there will be no turning back. What makes this moment so haunting is the silence before the fall. The family we've been watching is no longer united by trust. They are bound only by blood, and that bond has turned from strength into a curse. Every decision they make now is weighed down by the betrayals, lies, and secrets that came before. And when Episode 9 begins, every one of those decisions will demand a price. Think about the images we've seen. The blood on the ground, the shadowed figure, the chains rattling in the dark, the flames swallowing faces. These are not just visuals, they are warnings. They tell us that Episode 9 will be the reckoning, a place where debts are collected, secrets are forced into the light, and the fire spares no one. But the heart of this story isn't just betrayal or revenge. It's the question of survival. Who will rise when the world collapses, and who will be buried beneath the ashes of their choices? Episode 9 promises to answer that in ways we cannot yet imagine. It will not be gentle, and it will not be merciful. And that's why we, as fans, are here. Not just to watch, but to feel every shock, every heartbreak, every victory and defeat. Blood of My Blood is more than a story of family. It is a story about what happens when love turns into a weapon, when loyalty becomes a battlefield, and when the only thing stronger than betrayal is the fight to survive it. Episode 9 is not far away, but the questions it leaves us with are heavier than ever. Who will stand in the firelight? Who will walk away from the shadows? And when the bloodline itself is tested, will it endure, or will it end in ruin? If you have your own theories, your own predictions about who will rise and who will fall, share them. Because this conversation is bigger than one episode. It's about all of us searching for answers in a story that refuses to let us go. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the full breakdown when Episode 9 finally drops. The storm is coming, and when it hits, it will change everything. Until then, we wait, we wonder, and we remember, blood may bind, but it also burns.